Hello everyone, Danny Garola here with Stampin' the Pink Barn. Okay, I have some really cute projects I want to show you guys today, and it is from that Savings in Bloom. So I'm going to show a couple of bundles that are on that 20% sale that we're having right now, because I think sometimes when you see those bundles on those flyers, and I've actually added a copy of the downloadable. Hello, Frida. Oh, it's rainy there, huh? We had a day yesterday that it was kind of off and on, sprinkles and raining. It was so nice. It was nice and cool. And actually today it was pretty cool. It only got up to like 68 degrees today, which has been kind of cool for us because we've been like up in the high 70s, you know, mid 80s, right around there, just kind of fluctuating. But no, I want to go through a couple of those sets with you guys today to kind of just show you. And oh my goodness, I didn't even flip my camera around so I could talk to you guys. What the heck am I thinking? Oh well. I just realized I'm looking on here and I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I not seeing myself? Like, that's so odd that I normally don't just start out right on my desk. Because I just see my hands moving around and I'm like, yeah, failed on that one. Gee, and I even went and put lipstick on for you guys. Woo woo. Well, I guess that was a flop. Oh well. You guys know what I look like. Anyways, hello, Peggy. I decided that since there's just a little under 2 weeks left of that promotion, which is the Savings Are in Bloom. Now, like I said, I've attached the PDF to the top of this video here. It will be in the description that you can download this and print it off for yourself. So this is that Savings Are in Bloom. So it's where you can get that really amazing deal on the little embossing machine, which you guys know how I feel about this machine, and it sits on my desk. And it's so nice that when I have my big machine packed, this is just kind of right here. True, it doesn't fit every one of our big dies, but for the most part, I can get most of my general dies that I use quite frequently, like my Stitch So Sweetly and a couple of the other ones, the Hippo and Friends. What are a couple of other ones? I use I don't know. But anyways, it sits on my desk. It is a great little tool. It's easy to travel with you. It is on the 20% discount right now. Hello, Laura. And let me tell you, this is the time to grab this little gem. So it's normally $60. You're going to score it for 48 bucks. So if you've been looking at it, right now is the time to get it. Also, they have included 13. Hello, Patty Rutledge. How are you, my friend? You caught me. Hi, Rhea. It's great for traveling. Absolutely, yes. And especially, I hear a lot of people here in like Arizona, where there's a lot of snowbirds here. They get that machine because they're on the road a lot. They normally are in RVs and that kind of stuff, and they like to do their crafting. But since they come and go in and out of their, you know, now they have like homes because they've got their RV, they've got a home typically here in Arizona, and then they live normally out east somewhere. So when it's cold in their spots, hello, Gwen, when it's cold in their spots of, you know, the country, they come over here to Arizona where it's nice and warm, because our winters are not crazy like some winters. So they come over here. So they really like the portability of that machine, that they can keep it in their RV and they can still do their crafting, grab a couple of the bundles that they want, and still be able to make cards and send them out to the people that they need to, because they have birthdays during the summer and all the things. So right now, Stampin' Up! Is doing the Savings in Bloom. So not only is this little machine on that 20% off, but you also have all 13 of these die bundles. So it's the stamp and the dies all combined into a bundle, like with most of our sets. But just know that, like the Celebrate Sunflowers, that was a bundle in a couple of catalogs ago, and now it is no longer a bundle. So you have to pay full price for it, because even a bundle that's not on here just in our catalogs are always going to be 10% off. So you get a discount buying them together. But right now, like this set, you have to buy separately. So you're not even saving the 10% if you were to buy it on its own. So right now, you can get 20% off this set. That's just one that I can think of right now in the catalog that is not a bundle. But any of the other ones that are in the catalog are going to be 10% discount. But right now, through March 31st, you can score these at 20% off. Hello, Kay. So I wanted you guys to be able to see this and make sure you knew about this, because I don't want you guys missing out on anything. So like I said, a PDF of this that you can print and download is connected to this video here up in the description. This is my current host code for March. So when you go ahead and purchase this, one of these, you know, or multiple of these, please put in my host code unless your total is over $150. If your order is over $150, don't use my host code. Stampin' Up is going to give you some rewards. I want you to have those. How do you get to my store? Well, you simply go to dannygarola.stampinup.net, or you can go over to stampinthepinkbarn.blogspot.com. That's going to be kind of the go-to where it's my catch-all. That's where I put all my blog posts in there. That's where I put, like for tonight's cards, you got the beautiful wave. Oh, awesome. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that you got it, because 2 of the cards that I sent out, I know this is my fault, so go ahead and laugh at me, because I got the cards ready to go out last week, and I had my husband take them down and put them in the mail. Well, today my neighbor came up to my door and he goes, "Hey, you have some mail." And I said, "Okay." So I opened up the door and and there were 2 cards that I had mailed out to winners. Well, let me tell you, I forgot to put your guys' the ones who won. I forgot to put the address on them. I put my own address up in the top. I even put a stamp on it, and I only put the name. I didn't put, because I think there was, I can't even remember who the 2 winners were that I had back, but obviously I put yours in the mail, Kay. But anyways, I don't know. So drop the ball on that one. So I got everybody's addresses on their cards, and they are now going to be in the mail to you correctly, and you should be getting them within the next couple of days. So, but back to, this is my blog. It is Stampin, not Stampin, just STAPIN, like Stampin' Up, thepinkbarn.blogspot.com. That is where you're going to find all the dimensions to the cards that we make. I will also put up some still photos. I put the replay of this video on there. I have also included for you guys, starting last week, you're going to see a little graphic on there that has like a little border around it, and it's going to be below the last picture of the card, and it's going to say click here to download the PDF. And it is a project sheet that will give you guys everything you need as far as like the product list. And they're actually clickable links, not obviously when you print them, but on the blog when you pull them up and you save them in your files, so you can always go back and reference. It has the instructions, and it has the dimensions, and again, it has the product list on there. So when you need those, pull them up and see how to make that card. It's got everything on there for you. So it's really kind of nice to have. I always, whenever I find a card that I like, if there's no PDF to it, I always keep a little notebook right here handy. And I just write out, like if I can't find a printable PDF, I draw a picture, and no, I'm not an artist. You can laugh because it's a goofy picture, but there's my bridge card, because you guys know how I feel about bridge cards. And then I just write down the little notes that I need, like the dimensions and everything on how to make that. And I've got, you know, other little cards in here. I just kind of keep a little running tally of when I find something, I write them in this little book. And then I keep like my Make It Monday, which is part of my team. I keep my birthdays list in here, so I make sure that all of you guys that tell me when your birthdays are. So if you go to the private group that we have, it is called the Pink Barn Stampers Group. You have to just hit that little join button, and I will let you inside of our private group. That's where I like to have you guys tell me when your birthday is, And I like to let everybody in that group kind of just wish you guys a happy birthday when it's your special day. Also, mystery stamping is what is posted over in that group as well. And whenever I have a PDF like this, that my business page that you guys are watching from right now, which is Stampin' the Pink Barn, it will not let you, it will not let me attach a file in my business page. So that's why I created the Pink Barn Stampers group, so I can actually attach these files in there, and then across the top of the Facebook page, after you see my graphic at the top, down below, there's a little bar that says like groups and announcements, or I don't know. There's a little bar and it's got little gray word things. If you scroll across, there's going to be a little files button. If you click that, you can go through and you can see all the files that I've downloaded in there for you guys, and you can print them off and keep them or save them on your computer in your files, so you kind of know all the things that are happening. Right now we have the Change is Beautiful. This looks like a really, really cute set. Those of you who like butterflies and that kind of stuff, I'm pretty sure, I'm assuming this kit is gonna have butterflies in it. I don't know, because this is all I get to see, same that you get. And then you kind of just read the description and kind of get your own mindset of what kind of hints that they have given us. It says, growing through life is exciting, but it can also be scary. Let your loved ones know your support. Let them know that you support them through all life's chapters with the Change is Beautiful paper pumpkin kit. With colorful cards inspired by nature's cycles of change, you can let them know that new beginnings are simply new adventures. So, you know, you can let your mind run with that. It does tell you that it's going to be able to make 9 cards straight out of the box, 3 designs of 3 cards, and 9 coordinating envelopes. Perfect for sharing support and excitement for new chapters like graduation, new careers, retirement, and more. Features colorful designs inspired by nature. Includes an exclusive stamp set and Melon Mambo classic stamp spot. So they always come with a little tiny spot, but here is the color that is going to be in this kit. It's that Melon Mambo. It's kind of, it's a pink, but it's more of like a melon pink. It's not like your bright, vibrant pink. It is a really pretty color. And I'm not just saying that because I am a huge fan of pink, but it is a really pretty color. All right, the other thing, it is all together. This is a collection that you can purchase as a whole, which will give you the stamp set, the dies, all 5 of the blends sets, and the black and white all together paper. If you don't want to buy the whole collection, you can in turn around and buy them separately. You don't save anything by buying it as a collection if you want to buy it separately, besides the fact that if you buy the stamp and the dies, you're going to save the 10%. I will tell you, this ends on May 2nd. The blends are going to be the only thing that carries over into our annual catalog. So I do want you guys to know that if you like this set or any of this black and white paper, you guys need to snatch that before it's gone. The Waves of the Ocean is the other current promotion going on right now, which is another collection. It again comes with the dies, the stamp set, and 2 different coordinating packs of paper. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Mom. And some beautiful different color blues of gems. And they are truly gorgeous and sparkly in it. I'm gonna say 5 different colors. I know they say there's just 3, but I beg to differ with that. So they are absolutely beautiful and coordinate so well with this collection. I highly recommend buying the whole collection if you're going to get this. Again, the only thing that is going to be carrying over into the new annual catalog is going to be the stamp and the dies. So don't be stingy with your paper. I'm going to advise to go ahead and, especially with the blue foils, to buy 2 packs. The paper you could probably get away with just buying 1, but if you're really partial to this gorgeous, like, I have those gems. Yeah, aren't they pretty? They're so sparkly. I love the different color blues. They don't only have to go with this set. They can go with so many other things. But yes, with the foil paper, I'm gonna highly recommend that you buy 2 packages of that, because again, when it's gone, it's gone. Hello, Jamie. I just put a card in the mail for you, telling you how sorry I am for the loss in your family. So this right here is the gems. Again, I would advise getting 2 packs of those. Then I still have my adhesive kits. I have a few left. I will always have them. Just right now, I haven't replenished my supply of them. So I have about 3 of them left. It will come with a mesh bag. Well, it's not mesh. It is completely solid, like a plasticky bag, but it has like a mesh look to it. It will come with a 6-inch clear ruler, because most of you guys know how I feel about clear rulers, is that when I go to measure something, I like to be able to see underneath and inside of this to see exactly where I want to measure. Yes, the gems will be leaving as well, Frida. Those are going to be gone. The only thing that is carrying over will just be the stamp set and the dies. You're speaking about this set, I'm assuming, what we were just talking about. Also, this comes with your Terran tape and a mono adhesive. This is to, it's a sand eraser. It's going to scratch off any of those boo-boos that you make, because guess what? We're all human and we make errors. This is a adhesive remover. So when you get glue, like if you have a brand new glue and you've just opened it, and say you got a little bit too much on there and you go to put the layer together and it kind of seeps out the edges, let it dry for a few minutes, because this comes out white. So when it turns clear, all you need to do is take your little adhesive remover, which is what this is, and you just pull that off of there and it'll just gum up. See how, whoops, well, if you can see it, see how I just pulled a little chunk of that glue off there? It just comes, you know, and I periodically pick the goobers off of here because I don't want them sticking to my card, because sometimes that happens. Also, I give you a pack of full-size dimensionals and mini dimensionals and a full box of glue dots, along with your brand new green glue. We have a kit that is so stinking cute right now. It is called Robot Buddies. This is kind of like a paper pumpkin. It's all in one kit. You will receive a block with this. Where is my... Well, I was going to show you guys the block. I thought I had it sitting right here, but... Oh, geez, it's sitting right in front of my face. This is a paper pumpkin block. It is a clear block, so your stamps will fit to this. So again, it is an all-in-one box. The only thing that you might need on your own is to have a pair of snips, because everything else is already going to be cut down for you. It gives you 2 ink spots in this one, which I'm assuming that is Bermuda Bay and I'm going to say Bumblebee, or maybe that is not Melon Mambo, Mango Melody. I'm gonna say maybe Mango Melody, because this looks kind of like an orangey yellow color. So it looks like it's going to be Mango Melody, because that seems like that kind of goes with that. And here is Bermuda Bay. Aren't those 2 colors just so pretty together? I never really thought about combining those until I looked at this and I was like, holy geez, those colors are really kind of like tropical-y and gorgeous. Kind of reminds you of a drink that you would get like in Hawaii or something. But yeah, and then it's these super cute little robots. So I wanted to show you guys that so you don't miss out on anything. Also, when you guys are using my host code, a lot of people ask, where do I enter that host code? Like, I don't understand where I do that. So always make sure that you are shopping with me. Up in the top corner up here, it's going to say Danny Garola. So the way you get to that is you go to dannygarola.stampinup.net and then hit that little shop button. It'll bring you right into my store. You could always use that little magnifying glass to search for anything that you're looking for if one of my links do not take you directly to an item, and if it's just a, you know, a generic link that just takes you right into my store and you can buy what you want. It is also going to say my name over here. Again, this is once you hit that little checkout button. It looks like a little basket with a heart in it. Once you click that, it's going to take you kind of to your end, and it's going to say checkout here. And right underneath my name where it says you are shopping with Danny Garola, you're going to say add host code. So you can find this host code. I add it to every one of my videos here. I add it in the description. It's also on every single one of my blog posts over on my blog. And it's always up in the top right hand column of my blog as well. All you have to do is run your cursor over that, copy and paste, and take it right over to the store when you're done and you're ready to check out. Okay, what else did I want to... Oh, we do have winner of our mystery stamping that we did. So I released the supplies. I told you guys the supplies that you guys were going to need on March 9th. And then you just had to have your supplies ready. And when we did the mystery stamping that I created for you guys, we did it on the 16th. And then I gave you guys until Sunday the 20th, yesterday, to go ahead and get your cards. You had to have your cards created, and you had to take a photo of it and put it over in the Pink Barn Stampers group, which is that private group for the people who want to join in and do that. Go over there and join that group. It's really easy. All you have to do is hit that join button, and when I see you in there, I will allow you to come in. I just ask everybody to be kind, and we don't deal with politics over there. Here is what Miss Farida won on mystery stamping yesterday. So this is going to be going in the mail to you. This is a pack of 72. There is 3 different sizes of these little clear hearts. They're really kind of cool because you can add a different color behind them, and it would change the color of these hearts. They wouldn't be clear anymore. Or you can take anything that is alcohol based and you can color over the top of them and they will stay that color as well. So that, congratulations, Miss Frida. The card that we made was this front like step card. So this is the one that I created, and then everybody else had to create their own. So that happens once a month. Our next mystery stamping will be on, oh, I didn't write it up there. I wrote it over here. I think I already have it on my events page here. So after we're done with this, this live video, you guys can go over there and check that out. And you can see when we're doing it. I will give you guys the supplies list on April 13th. That's when you guys will, which is a Wednesday. I always release them on Wednesday. I do a blog post for it, so you guys can see all the things that you're gonna need for mystery stamping along, and I also put it here on in the events page as well. Hello, Melanie. Then come the 20th, which is the following Wednesday, I will come on here and I will do another Facebook Live like this, and we will actually put those pieces together and create the card. And then I give you guys until the following Sunday, which is going to be the 24th of April, for you guys to get your photos put over in the Pink Barn Stampers group. And again, it is not done off of skill. I put everybody's name in a little, it's called Wheel of Names. I put everybody's name in there who has submitted a photo on the Pink Barn Stampers group of their card that they've created. And it's a random winner who gets the prize. So keep watch for that. The best thing to do is go to my events page, click that you are going, and it will always give you a running kind of notification that it is coming up, or be on the watch for, you know, such and such. And then you'll also know whenever I post anything in that event. So when I post the dimensions of everything in the supplies list, it will actually pop up and let you know that I have put something in that group or on that event. So that is the best way, is to always on the events, when you want to be notified, always say that you're going. All right, so the first card that I am going to do, am I doing that one first? Ugh. Oh, I guess it doesn't even matter which one I do first. Well, it kind of does. I think I was going to do, now I got to pull up how I had it so I don't screw myself up here. Give me 2 seconds to see what card I was going to do first. Ugh. First, I don't put anybody's addresses on the cards that I try to put in the mail, and I was like, hey, mail carrier, why didn't you figure it out? Come on. You don't know where my cards are going? She just laughed. And the neighbor goes, when he brought them over to me after the mail lady gave them to him, he laughed at me and he said, he goes, next time when you go to put a stamp on something, you probably want to put their address. I said, yeah, smart guy. I didn't mean to. Life just gets overwhelming sometimes. All right, so the first card we're going to do is we're going to do Sweet as a Peach. This is that beautiful paper that is You're a Peach Designer Series paper. Okay, let me move some of this stuff out of the way. We made these on, you guys can go back and watch the replay, but we made these little adhesive kit, these little caddies that sit on your desk on Wednesday, and now I've got a couple of them sitting here because I've made a couple of them. All right, so we're going to be using the You're a Peach Designer Series paper. I'm actually going to be using this striped piece here along with this big piece that has the blue underneath it with these big peaches, and then this one over here that has that hint of blue in these flowers. I really thought that was pretty. Okay, so this set, the Sweet as a Peach bundle, is on that 20% discount. So that's why every bundle that I am using today, minus this, I'm just going to be using one of these dies in here. That's why that's sitting there. But any of the main sets that I am like showing you, they are going to be on that Savings in Bloom 20% off discount, because I want to show you guys some really cute cards that you can make with that set. Also, I spent yesterday morning creating some more cards so I can have more cards to show you guys, because there's a lot you can do with these cards. All right, so let me get all my bits and pieces out here and my envelope. Okay, so I am using Balmy Blue. This card base is 11 by 4 1/4, and I have scored it at 5 1/2, and we need to cut off 2 3/4 off of the end. So when I look at my card base, I can tell where I've cut it because there's kind of a lifted up edge where it's been cut. So that's the part that I'm going to put in, and I'm going to, well, actually turn it this way, and I'm going to cut that off at 2 3/4. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to fold that, because that's going to be my card base, because that's where I folded it or scored it at the 5 1/2. And then make sure I crease those edges down. So hang on to this piece that you just cut off. This was that 2 3/4 inch piece. This is actually going to go on the front of our card. The next piece you need is going to be your designer series paper, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. This is going to go as our inside layer. Then that's what I used this one for. Now if you don't have this bundle or this die set, which is the contoured dies, I just like these little pretty scallopy edges on this. You can absolutely just put a piece of white in here, but this is going to go on the inside right there as our inside of our card. So what I used was the second largest for that, and I do need my smallest one as well, and I need a scrap piece of balmy blue, and I'm going to cut that out of there. So I'm going to bring that little machine over, and I'm going to need my, whoops, where's my plate number 1? Oh, there it is. So I'm going to need plate number 1, and then I'm going to need 2 of my plate number 2s. So I'm just going to place this inside of here and cut this out. My mom's best friend is down from Utah this week, and my mom and her haven't seen each other in over 11 years. She was actually at my daughter, my youngest daughter, the one that you guys have seen me. She's come in here and said hi a couple of times. She was actually at my daughter's birth, and my daughter is 12. And so it was so cool to see her again. And she, like she said, she goes, you know, it's been so long that the last time I saw her, she was just a little tiny baby. And I said, well, yeah, it's been that long. So it's just kind of crazy how time kind of just gets away from you. Where is, oh, there it is. When time gets away from you, you don't even realize the years just kind of fly by when you haven't seen someone. And she's gotten married, so we got to meet her husband. He is a wonderful man. So yeah, it was so nice that they came down and they've spent the week here, and my mom got to visit and see her bestie. It was fun. So we got to catch up last night. We had a barbecue up at my mom's house. Okay, so we need that little, so the smallest one of those scallop dies is what you're gonna need out of the same color that you're doing in your base. Then you're going to need 2 other coordinating designer series paper. Now these are both 2.5 by 4, and how this is going to work is 1 piece. Now if your paper is directional, you're gonna want to keep watch of this. Now I chose to have my stripes going horizontal on the back piece. Then my front piece, I wanted my pieces going what's the other word? Horizontal and, yeah. Okay, I forgot. Anyways, vertical, that's the other one. So they are going up and down vertical. And then this piece here that we cut off of this here, I picked a piece that is non-directional. Now again, if you're going to use something that is directional, is the backside directional? I'm gonna say you probably want it going horizontal, just like the back piece. And then that is going to set on the front there. So see how pretty that is, how that coordinates together. I also grabbed a small little piece of that same front paper, and this is 2 by 2. And then a piece of the balmy blue, which is 2.25 by 2.25. Now both of these we need to take and we need to cut on the diagonal. So you're going to put it in corner to corner, and it doesn't matter because it's the same size. So what you want to do is put each one of your corners in your track there, so when you cut it, it's going to cut beautifully. And And then where's that other one at? And same thing with this, but I'm going to turn it this way because I want this blue flower on there. And again, the DSP, the Designer Series paper piece is 2 by 2. And again, you'll find all these measurements over on my blog. And see, that is going to set right inside of there and make that nice and pretty. So we can actually go ahead and do that and get those together so we're not worrying about them flying all over the table and not finding them. Now see how if I wasn't using my liquid glue, I would not have been able to kind of finesse that into place. If I was using something like my Terran tape or my snail, I would have been kind of like screwed because, I mean, to put it mildly, I would not have been able to wiggle that into place if I was using anything besides liquid glue. So you'll always see me using this because I always need to have that little bit of finesse going on there. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere all these other pieces. Because see, like that, my edge is not, I have to figure it out once I put it on there. And now this piece. Now see, you could have absolutely put that in the inside of there too. There's a lot of blue going on the back side of these papers that you're sure to make something match on there. I just love the balmy blue with that peach. It really just pops out. Okay, there's that. And now we're going to put this one in the inside here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you guys because it feels like I'm awfully far away when I'm looking up on my other screen here. Okay, and then this one, we're going to go ahead and stamp in this one first. So let me grab out the stamp. I am going to put in there, let me see. Have a Peachy Day. That's this one right here. And I'm going to use Balmy Blue ink for that. And then again on the, love the papers you put together. Well, because this was my base, I wanted to try to make sure I used at least a little bit of something that had that blue in there. But with this paper pack, there's honestly quite a few different choices. Like you could use either sides of those or this right here that has these like little blue pom-poms on it. I mean, it's gorgeous paper. Just standing alone, it's gorgeous. Okay, so let me grab my little block here. And I'm going to use Have a Peachy Day, and it helps if I put my stamp on there straight to help me straighten it out on here. And again, I'm using Balmy Blue ink. I'm just going to put that right up here in this top corner. Okay, beautiful. And then using that tone on tone, I'm going to stamp the thanks so much. So there's some really cute sayings on this set. You have a Peachy Day, sweet as a peach, you're as, so then you could do you're as sweet as a peach. Happy birthday, it's your day, let's celebrate you, thanks so much, thanks for being as, again, you can use it with different ones. Hope your day is as, To a sweet friend, hello friend. So there's some really cute sayings on this. And I'm actually gonna show you guys one of these little, actually I'm gonna do the flower. I'm gonna show you this little flower. Or actually, you know what? I think I might just stick with the peach. I'm gonna do the peach. I'm gonna show you a really cool technique of how to make this more realistic looking as well when we're done here. When we go to stamp that. What did I say? Thanks so much. So I'm gonna lay this flat so I make sure it's not curved. And then again, I'm gonna do tone on tone. Give that a second to soak in. That worked just peachy. No pun intended. Okay, maybe there was just a little bit intended. Okay, then what I need to do is move those two pieces out of the way, and I'm going to use a scrap of white and then grab a block for my peaches. And with this die set, these come, oops, wrong one. So the peaches are all three together. So when you go to die cut them, when you stamp that, this die fits right on there and is gonna cut all three of those peaches out perfectly for you, all in one shebang, okay? Also, there's all these little tiny flowers. You're gonna get 3 little bunches of the flowers. You're gonna get 2 of these leaves here that are together, and then you get 4 separate little leaves. You get a bigger set of flowers. It's 3 little flowers, and then you have the stem leaf for your big peach here that cuts over this. This whole piece right here cuts over this leaf, and then that's when these fit right in those blank spots of that stamp. It's really cool. It's a really cool design how they did that. Okay, so what did I just say? Oh, I'm gonna use the peaches. So I need to pull out the peach one. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to grab out, I'm going to grab Pale Papaya and Calypso Coral. And then I need to grab my, where's that? My little sponge dauber. I'm gonna grab an actual new one because I don't know what colors I used on these other ones. And I'm going to kind of make sure that's down there. So when I go to stamp this, I'm going to stamp it directly into the Pale Papaya, just like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do all of these, even though I'm only using 1 peach out of this, but I just wanna show you how this is done. So if I was to just take a solid color like Pale Papaya and stamp on there, it's very kind of blah, right? You see that? So watch what we're gonna do. We're gonna amp these peaches up and make them look a little bit more realistic like. So I'm just grabbing one of my little daubers and taking some of the Calypso Coral and just kind of lightly tapping it around the edges of that peach. Just adding very, very slightly little bit amounts of the ink to it. Now watch what you're gonna get. Look at with those pink sides. It looks more like a peach. So when you look at on here, see how this peach has got different colors in it? It kind of just adds a little bit of a different texture and more realistic look when you add just a dab of the darker color to that lighter color. So again, that was Calypso Coral and Pale Papaya. And then I need to bring my little machine back over here. But first, we want to do something on this envelope here. So this is where I think I'm going to take this big, I'm going to show you how this is done. So I'm just going to take this big leafy green and I'm going to use my I'm going to use Old Olive. Now this is completely optional. You can put whatever you want on the front of your envelope. And I'm just going to stamp that. No, I don't like that. Okay, we're going to stamp it coming down. Just like that. Okay, and then I need to grab that Pale Papaya and my Calypso Coral again. I should have left that out. And then my little finger dauber. Where did I just put it? There it is. Again, I'm going to stamp that right into the Pale Papaya. Take some of my Calypso Coral and just kind of tap that around the edge there. And kind of just a little bit on the edges. Okay, and then this is where I was saying, you gotta watch kind of what you're doing. And you'll see that at the top of these little things right here, there looks like the little stem would pop into the top of that. So just line your stems up with the top of your peaches and it'll set exactly where you need it on in that stamp, because they're already open spaces to fit those peaches. The flowers do the same thing. So see how the flowers are in threes? They'll fit in those spots as well. So if you don't want to do peaches, you can always do flowers in there also. Look at that. How cool is that, how that works together? I'm going to tip you guys this way just a hair. Okay. All right, so there is our pretty envelope. And then again, I'm going to bring in my little machine here. And I need my number 1, one of my number 2s, and then my piece of paper, and then there it is, it's hiding up here. And I can see that this die right here kind of comes to kind of a point. So I know that goes on this peach that has this little point to it. So I can just set that there. Normally I like to grab myself a little piece of washi tape to make sure everything is in place. So when I go to cut that, it doesn't shift and screw everything up. Ooh, see? And I just did it. I just shifted that already in there. And the way that I put my tear and tape on is I always make sure I stick it to the back of my hand first on the first go, so it's not overly sticky, so it doesn't wind up ripping my paper. Because if you use a piece of washi tape right off the roll, like brand new off the roll, and you stick it on there, it's more than likely going to rip because it's too sticky. So just take it and run it across the back of your hand, and the oils from your hand will kind of take some of that stickiness off. Okay, so now I have 3 peaches. Not that I needed 3, but I always put the extra inside of a little thing so that I know that I have peaches if I need them. Millions of peaches, peaches for free. You guys remember that song? Okay, okay, here's my little corner flap. This goes here. We're gonna put this in the inside now. Okay, that's gonna sit right there. And see how nifty that was when I had those lines on there? It let me know when this was straight because then I can just kind of watch. There was a method to my madness, let me tell you. All right, and then we need this little flap right here. But first, before I put this away, oops, and I already did, darn it, I want to grab one of these little leaves. I forgot about my leaf. And again, we're going to put this here, and then, I know this is an awfully big piece of pear pizzazz, and I should have probably used old olive, but this is what I already had out. And I'm just running that through just for that one little leaf. And don't lose your little leaves because they are extremely tiny and they can get away from you. Let me stick these peaches on here. Okay. Oh, I think it's drink time. Hold on. I have to take a drink. My husband brought me some lemon tea. Ooh, I like it. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, well, now where did my leaf go? All right, so I'm just going to pick one of these peaches. It doesn't matter. But this is going to go right here on this corner for my flap. Okay, so all I want to do is I only want to put glue pretty much where it's going to touch this outer edge. So I'm just going to run just a little rim of glue just close to the edge there. And I'm not going crazy. I'm not going overboard on the glue because this glue is pretty tacky. And then I'm going to line that up right against the corner. So see, now I have a little pocket in there. And I'm going to give that a couple seconds to dry. So I make sure that has a good adhesion on it. Then what I can do with my peach is take one of these, I like this one, and the little leaf here, kind of like that. I'm just going to glue just a little dab on the little, after I get the booger off the end of my glue here, just put a little bitty dab of glue on that little stem there, maybe. And then I need to grab my little tweezers. Where are they? My little pencil jar thing here fell behind my desk the other day, so I was forever making sure I had everything in there. Okay, then I'm just gonna stick that right to the top there, kind of coming sideways. Okay, and then this is going to get bumped up with a little mini dimensional. And of course my little caddy sits right here, and it is so handy. How many of you guys wound up making one of those? Okay, that is now going to get stuck just kind of right here. Just like that. Just something a little cute. And then this piece is now, so the way I attach this is I kind of just stick that little piece in there so I know exactly what I want to be inside when I go to glue this piece on here. So then when I grab it, I just kind of hold my hand up here and then know that I'm only going to put glue where my hand is. place that back where I want it. So I'm watching those little tick marks on this white. And then when I put that down, I know it's going to sit behind that little flap. So then when you open this card, it's going to catch and stay underneath that little corner flap there. Just like that. Oops, maybe I didn't put enough glue on that. Okay, so hold on. We had a bit of a glue problem here. I didn't put enough glue. Was being a little too sparing there on the glue and it didn't stay down. Okay, now we should be good. Now I'm going to take my little thanks so much and I'm going to use some dimensionals. Do one there and one there. And then this goes right on the front. What do you guys think? Isn't that cute? And you know what? We need to have a couple of those really pretty. Oh, you know what? I stuck them inside of my other card over here. Hold on. Because I wanted to use them on this other card as well. Where are they at? Nope, that's not them. No, those are pearls. Do they have to be in here? Oh, there they are. These are called the Iridescent Rhinestone Basic Jewels. And they are my go-to on pretty much any card that I don't feel I want like another color like popping out of. I want the iridescent to grab the colors from my card. And so we have so many kind of colors going on here that when I go to place this iridescent on there, see how it's like already grabbing the blue out of the balmy blue because it's iridescent, so it changes colors. And then if you turn it another way, it's kind of got a hint of these little yellows in there. So these are a must-have. And you get a ton of the little ones. You get a portion of medium size and then quite a few of the large ones. Let me see how many are in here. You get 200 of these gems in this pack. So they'll last a while, trust me. And then I'm gonna grab a medium one here and put it right down here. So see, it's just enough to give you that pop of sparkle when you turn your card around, but it's not overbearing where it's like taking away from the beauty of the card. All right, so where did I put, oh, there's my envelope. So there is card number 1, and that is the Sweet as a Peach bundle that is on the 20% off discount right now. So put that on your list, because I'm gonna now show you a couple of other cards that I made using this set, because I really want to show you guys the different variations that you can make with this. All right, let me grab my cards here. All right, so this first one, I made this, it's called the corner, I can't remember what it's called, but if you look it up on Pinterest, I think I actually made one for you guys. So if you guys look up on YouTube or scroll back through my blog posts, you'll find a card that's kind of like this. It's just, you take this corner right here, you cut up and cut in, and then you cut across, and then this back piece here flips, it like turns and flips over on itself. I can't remember what it's called, but But that is another one of, and see how those peaches fit perfectly in there? But I have popped them up to give just the peaches a dimension. And again, I used the two-tone colors on there to make it look more realistic. And then I took just the flowers, which are these right here, and I did the background using the pale papaya because that's the color of this cardstock. And then just a little strip in there and the sweet as a peach. And then I did another one of the big peaches here along with some of those little flowers to just kind of show you how cute all the little elements are in here. So there's that one. And then there's this one. Hello, Lois. There's this one, and this is using the same papers we used on this one. And I just went ahead and put some of those little gold gilded, a corner flip card. That's it. Melanie had it. So I just used a little bit of that gold, I can't remember the name of that, but some of our ribbon, and then I put the gilded gems in the center of that's the flowers that are just a hair bigger. So see how there's the bigger size here, and then you have 3 patches of the little ones, and those little ones are this size here, and then the bigger ones are this one right here. But that's what I did, is I just put a couple of the gilded gems inside of those to give them kind of a pop. And then I used that, the border dies that we have to create that. And then there's the inside, and I did it 2 different colors. You're as sweet as a peach. So to give you another little look into those. And then here's kind of that same one, but just a different color, using the blues to a sweet friend. And then this one here, I love this striped paper. This was actually one of my class cards that we did, and I put some Wink of Stella on those peaches to make them have a shimmer to them. And I didn't do an inside to that one. But this little piece here is bumped up, and then I've used some other little iridescent ones back when we had those. But I just wanted to show you, and this is that, what is it called? Open weave pale papaya ribbon. All right, so there's a couple of extras to go with that to show you that set off to you. Okay, let me get some of these cleaned off here. This is called the Simple Chamois, and it is a must-have for any stamping at all because it is so easy. You just get it wet, and it will dry and kind of harden if it hasn't been used, but just go run it underneath your sink, give it some time to absorb because it's kind of like a sponge. And then once it gets full of water, wring it out a little bit, and then it cleans your stamps, oh, so nicely. And as you can see, mine is extremely loved because it used to be a really light, like the color in here, it used to be a light purple. But regardless how used it is, it still has so much life to it. Okay, so let me get some of these stamps put away really quick here. Okay. Okay, so that is card number 1, Sweet as a Peach. And then I'll bring them all in and show them to you at the end here. All right, so the next one is using that set that I was just talking about on there. This is the Celebrate Sunflowers. This bundle is now back at a 20% discount. And for this, we need to have our envelope here. Put that off to the side. My card base is 11 by 4 1/4, and this is thick white, basic white, and then I have regular basic white, and this is, I think it's 4.5 by 4. Yep, 4.5 by 4. You can actually go down to probably 4.25, and that would work as well. I'm just gonna do 4.5, but I'll show you what the difference would do if you did cut it down to 4.25. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I scored that at the 5.5 mark. Okay, again, that is my card base. And then I'm going to use one of those retiring colors. So this is one of the in colors from 2020, 2022. This is the Bumblebee. This is going to be retiring. Us who are demonstrators have been getting a glimpse of the new colors that are going to be coming out for 2022 to 2024 colors. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you guys to see them. Ooh, they're so pretty. So that's one of the perks of being on my team and being a demonstrator, is that you get kind of those sneaky peekies before anybody else gets them. All right, let me grab a piece of scrap paper here. Because if you're anything like me, it's hard to wait knowing that other people know before me. I don't like big surprises. I just don't. Where's my scrap paper? And be on the watch. Again, like I said, I'm going to be putting PDFs. Hello, Florence. I'm going to be putting PDFs over on the Pink Barn Stampers group so you guys can print those off. Be on the lookout. It's going to be probably next week sometime. You are actually, I think it'll be the middle of, or the end of this week, you guys will actually be able to see the retiring list of all the product that they are going to not be taking into the new catalog. We're going to be getting the retiring list in just a couple of days, so you guys can start shopping and buying those well-loved things that they're not going to be carrying anymore, just like the Bumblebee. All right, so we're going to take this, and this is that big sunflower. Oops, I didn't even show you guys. Didn't even show you this set. Look, I have an inside in here. So this cuts out a very intricate copy of that flower. So it cuts all the little insides out, which I have sample cards that'll show that to you. It cuts out the great big one. So if you were to just stamp this down, you could then just cut it out the way it is. You've got a smaller flower going on here. You've got some small leaves, a big leaf. And then you've got some sayings that say, congratulations on reaching a whole new level of wonderful. Let's celebrate you. Thanks a bunch. Know that you are loved. So some cute sayings in this one as well. I love taking these little, like, I don't know, I think they're like wheat, but if you do them in a gold or a silver, it is such a beautiful accent with this big flower. Okay, so let's take this, get it all inked up. Now, one of the best ways of inking a big stamp like this is to actually flip your ink over and stamp it up, because then you can see where it's shiny and know that you've gotten ink on everything. Ooh, I almost just dropped that. Did you guys see that? That would have been bad. Okay, I'm going to take this and I'm just going to put it kind of randomly on this little white piece here. Again, this is 4.5 by 4. Okay, like that. And then let's ink this up again. And we're going to do it right over here. Giving that a couple seconds to marinate into that paper. Down over here. Okay, and then let's do one more. I'm just gonna do just a little pop of it right over here. just like that. Voila, that is done. Okay, and then I'm gonna put my bumblebee, and I love this yellow. Okay, now I'm going to grab my paper trimmer and putting it in my trimmer where my 4-inch sides are facing up and down. And when I go to cut this, I'm going to, actually, no, I fibbed. You're gonna take your 4-inch sides and you're gonna put them on the sides of you, and your 4.5 sides are gonna be kind of up and down on your trimmer. What I do is I look at my 1 1/4 mark here and my 1 1/4 mark over here, which is the next big line from the edge over here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna line my, if I'm looking at my paper, I'm going to take my top right-hand corner and my bottom left-hand corner, and I'm gonna line those up on the 1 1/4 mark. So put that on 1 1/4, take this bottom left to the 1 1/4, keep those even on there, and it's gonna take a little bit to fiddle it around to get it straight on there, but just like that. So you're pretty much coming 1 1/4 down and 1 1/4 up. And then we're just gonna take our trimmer blade and we're just gonna just cut that right in half. Okay, look at that. See what we did? All right, now watch. Now we're gonna bring our card base back in, but for this, I'm gonna open my card base up so I can kind of see what's going on here and I don't have it flipping open and stuff on me. And then if I lay this here and lay this here, watching my margins, I have a gap in here, right? See this? That's where we're gonna put our sentiment, is in that little gap there. So if I just hold everything in place and know where it stays, I can kind of eyeball where I need to do that. So let me grab my stamp that we're gonna use, and I think we're gonna put in "Let's Celebrate You." All right, let me grab my big block here, and this is the H block. It's really good for those long sentiments. And I'm gonna grab Memento this time. Okay, and you might want to stand up, pop your butt out. Okay, well, wait a minute. Maybe this sentiment's not gonna work. This is where maybe cutting it down to the 4 1/4 is gonna work, but I'm gonna make it work in here. All right, then I'm just gonna stamp that in there. So that's what I was saying, depending on how big your stamp is, like this is awfully wide with that "Let's Celebrate You." It's awfully wide, so see how it wound up touching the top of that card? If I would have been paying attention to that, which I was actually gonna use a thanks a bunch, but because this is a bigger stamp, you may want to take your piece of paper when you go, before you cut it diagonal, and cut it at 4 1/4, then do your stamping. Because then that's gonna leave you, you know, 1/4 of an inch up here higher and 1/4 of an, or 1/8 of an inch down here as well. Then you're gonna have just a little bit of a bigger space in there that it won't be like feeling like it's squished inside of that little thing. But I'm gonna leave mine alone at the 4 1/2 because I'm okay with that. And now I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on these two pieces because I do want them popped up. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And this is one of those cards that you can duplicate and make a bunch with and not feel like you're draining your energy of making cards, because it's very, I mean, you're inking in the same color pretty much, and you're cutting on the same measurements. You're just cutting a bunch of your card bases and then, you know, doing your stamping and then doing your cutting and then adhere it all together. And it is a super pretty but simple card. So what I'm doing is I'm lifting it up so I make sure before I press it down over into my spot is I just kind of lift it up, see my margin, and then lay it down onto those dimensionals. So that is what that card looks like. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of these. These are called the brushed metallic adhesive vat dots. And I'm going to put a couple of those across the front here. And I think I'm actually going to use like this, it's almost like a greenish color, because I don't like, the yellow with it, and I don't really like that copper with it, but this color actually looks kind of good. Just like that. And let's do the envelope and the inside of this card. So on the inside, I'm going to do this flower right here. Oops. And again, grabbing my scratch paper here. Into the bottom. Okay. And then let's add, it says, let's celebrate you. Congratulations on reaching a whole new level of wonderful. I like that. Okay, I gotta stand up and make sure I get this straight on here. This is a good stamp sentiment if you have a team underneath you and you need to send somebody, you know, a congratulations card because they've like made it to the next level in team recruiting, or you know, they've reached a new level and are getting a better discount now, or who knows, you know, maybe they've just done something wonderful and you want to congratulate them. This is a great stamp set for that. Over here on the envelope, I think I'm going to take the big stamp. First, I'm going to go right up here on the back, just like that, on that top, and kind of do the same thing over here on this corner. Just like that. All right, definitely catch the replay because you are definitely going to want to see these cards. Have a good evening, Patty. Thanks for coming in and saying hi. Okay, so there is our, so see the back there? So when it folds shut, you'll see that half of sunflower. And then there is our card number 2. And now we are going to do our winners. And I did things a little bit different this time. And I'm going to tell you what I did. And I'm going to show you the other cards that I've also made using this set to give you guys a couple more ideas. So you don't just, even if you don't like this card, I want you guys to have other ideas of other cards that I've made that might really make you change your mind about this set. And because it's an amazing deal right now as well. Okay. Okay, so there is card number 2. The other neat thing to do is you could also take some Wink of Stella and kind of sparkle this up with some Wink. So card number 2, let's get some of this stuff out of the way and let me show you some of these other cards. Okay, here's the, oops, upside down. Let me take it out of here so you're not getting that really bad glare. Now this is where I was telling you to take those little pieces in that stamp that I told you that kind of reminds me of a wheat. And I put those in the back behind those 2 flowers. And I did some of that crumb cake in the 2 innards of that sunflower and used those small ones and then used the yellow around the outsides. And then I just popped that little flower in the inside as well. Then there's this one. Oops, I got it upside down. And this is using Mary Merlot. And then that, oh, I can't remember the name of that paper, but it's the one with the trees. See, it looks kind of fallish. And then this little piece pulls out, and that is where you write your sentiment inside of there. And that says, thank you. So this is a really easy one, and you're not using too much cardstock because you're only using the cardstock for this and your 1 cardstock here. The rest of the card is being used with designer series paper. Nature's something is what that's called. That paper. Nature's Beauty, I think is what that paper is called. I don't know. And again, here's another one using that same paper. This is with the blues and the yellow. And if you can see, there's a little bit of sparkle in the inside of that. So, where did I put that set? So right here, I was showing you guys that I have this little piece cut out right here. That goes in the center of that. I didn't care for that much sparkle on this card because of the blue tones to it. But this little thing cuts out right here. And you can cut that or use the little end piece that cuts out of here. And then that fits right inside of there. So you can color or you can cut it out whatever color you want. So isn't that pretty? And then that's the inside. Hope this card makes you smile. Then here's another one. It's that same style card, but this time I did it with the yellow and brown, still using that same paper because the colors of that just really spoke like fall to me. I didn't do the inside. And then look at this one. This is that, what's that paper called? That's that huge pack of all the textures and textiles paper that we have. Oh, here it is. It is called the In Good Taste. And it's got all these wood grain pieces to it. And then on the flip sides, It's like tiles and textiles. So it is a huge pack. You get a lot of paper in that as well. I don't know where my, oh, that's right. I moved them all to the front of my thing. I was going to say, where did all my samplers go? I had all those cut out. Oh, here's that other paper. Here's the paper from this. It is called Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper. Here's that In Good Taste. See all these different textiles and woods and everything, and it looks like spackle, or it looks like tile for your floor, or even, you know, some curtains. So yeah, it's a really neat pack for that. But that's what I used over here. And then I did those sunflowers in that early espresso. And then I did the inside like that. So another really simple, easy card to just kind of duplicate multiples of. Okay, so let me get those out of the way, and then let's do some of our winners for last week's cards. All right, so the way I'm doing it now is I thought I would change things up, and I wanted to make sure that out of each grouping, so in other words, everybody who liked and threw those thumbs up and threw those little hearts up and all got added into a grouping, and I did it like that with drawing a winner from the liking or the hearts and all that kind of stuff. And then, so when I spin the wheel on that, it tells me the winner of the first card for whoever liked, hearted, or didn't like, or whatever, is going to go in for card number 1. Then anybody who commented, even if you liked it and you commented, you will be entered twice then. So then anybody who commented will get card number 2. Then everybody who shared this video, so like right now you're watching, hit that share button, share it to your page, so anybody else who likes to craft can jump in here and join and watch us as well. They will also get entered into a different grouping. So let's get this going. So should we do drum roll? All right, card number 1 was this beautiful Blushing Bride and Just Jade cactus card that we made that Miss Rhea was so graciously willing to let me borrow. Oh, speaking of which, hold on just a second. Rhea sent me this card the other day in the mail, and I was so in awe of her generosity of sending me a card. I have to share it with you guys. Look at the colors of this. She used that pale papaya along with that misty moonlight and a little bit of that. I think this is the mint macaron. And then she wrote me a little letter in the card. Isn't that so cool? Oh, I just thought it was so beautiful. I knew I had to share it with you guys. So back to the winner of this card. Now this one has the inside that says, hope your day is on point. This is for liking or hearting or whatever on the video. This goes to actually Miss Rhea. Rhea won this card. Even though she has this set and she's probably made cards just like that, but nonetheless, it's all fair. So that goes to Rhea, Miss Rhea Jones. So congratulations, Rhea. Okay, and then this card here is Just a Note. This is in that another one of our colors that are retiring, along with this color here that she made that card, which is the Misty Moonlight. That's retiring. Cinnamon Cider is retiring. I'm really sad because I love this color. Also, the Just Jade is retiring as well. There's those 5 colors. You have Misty Moonlight. You have Just Jade, which is this here. You have the or Just Jade, Bumblebee, Misty Moonlight, which is, this is Misty Moonlight. Bumblebee was the yellow that we just used. We have Magenta Madness, and what is the last one that I'm missing? Cinnamon Cider, this one right here. Okay, so those are the 5. Oh, this right here is that much? Oh, no, that's Melon Mambo. That was that one that I showed you in the beginning that comes with that paper pumpkin coming up next month. Again, it says, hope your day is on point. This one is for commenting, and this goes to Cheryl Randall's Merzench. Okay, you know who I'm talking about. Cheryl Randall's Merzenek? I don't know. I am horrible at pronouncing names. Okay, so that is card number 2 for commenting. And then our last card here that we did in polished pink and the gray. This is Thinking of You, and we use those silhouette, amazing silhouette stamp. And on the inside it says, just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. And then I use that Pretty Flowers embossing folder on this. This is for sharing this video. This goes to Arliss Noop. I hope I'm saying your name right, Arliss. Okay, so those are our winners. Congratulations, you guys. So just to let you know that that's how it's going to go. Each category is going to win a card. Okay, I need another drink. My throat is extremely dry. All right, so on to our last card. This one is going to be using the beautiful Art Gallery. You are welcome, Rhea. Thank you for that card that you sent me. So we're going to be using Art Gallery. This is one of those, again, ones that are on that 20% off Savings in Bloom. This has got a really beautiful, and I'm going to show you some cards on how to use these. This goes really good, and it came out with that jar of gilded leafing, that gold. Where is that stuff? I don't know, I have it on one of my shelves here, and it's probably sitting right in front of my face, but I just don't see it. It was a jar of that gilded leafing, beautiful, like gold flakes. And it goes really beautiful on this set, which I will show you some cards using that. Okay, so what we need to do, we're gonna need our Stamparatus for this card. So a Stamparatus is this nifty little machine right here, or it's not a machine, but this little nifty gadget here that helps you when lining up your stamps. Let me flip this over because I was playing. If you want to, like, say you have a stamp and it's a big stamp, and when you go to stamp down and it doesn't always come out right the first time, this helps you with placement because your stamp's going to stay on here. So then when you go to put it down again, if it wasn't the consistency or the brightness or the contrast that you wanted, you can re-ink that stamp up and you can go again at it and give it a much brighter look that you're going for. Okay, so for this card, I am using, here's my envelope. I'm going to set that aside. I'm using Rich Razzleberry, a piece of Pear Pizzazz, and I'll give you the measurements and we do that when we go for that. And then Basic Black. This Basic Black is 3 1/4 by 4, and it is going to be our main focal piece. So when I put this on here, I'm just going to set it in between 2 lines and then make sure that I don't let it move. So we have this grid paper that fits inside of the Stamparatus, and it comes like this, and you can buy it separately, but it comes in a packet of this. One side is in centimeters and the other side is in inches, and you get quite a bit of paper in here. I think you get like 100 sheets maybe. It's either 50 or 100 in there. I love using this as scratch paper because of the grid lines on it. The grid lines are amazing. Now, one thing I will have you know is this does come with this foam pad right here. I call this my photopolymer pad. So whenever you're using like our clear stamps like this, I normally always tell you guys to make sure you have a cushion underneath it. I know you guys were watching me earlier and I wasn't using it on that Sweet as a Peach, but this comes with this on there, or it has just the finish underneath it. If you don't need the pad and you're using your red rubber cling stamps, then just take that off and then you have a grid already on here that you don't need to have a piece of scrap. So that is the way that it comes. So I'm just going to set that in there. Now, these magnets, you never want to let them become friends, because if they become friends and they stick together, I'm telling you, it is like fighting Satan to get them apart. Now, I don't know, I've never fought Satan, but I'm just saying, I mean, it is like hell getting them apart. Like, no joke. They are, and sometimes if they click together, if they get too close, their magnetic stick is like crazy powerful. And sometimes if they get too close to each other, they'll slide across and it'll smack the other one, and then it winds up breaking your magnet right in half. So I'm just letting you guys know. I put washi tape around mine, so when I stick it down, I can just pick it up and off of there and slide it. So, because otherwise, I mean, when it's stuck, I mean, it's really hard to kind of get those things off of there. So I just want to let you guys know that. And I try to always keep them apart. There is a little storage on the back for those. So when you're not using them, and see, and I'm bad because I just leave mine on here. But if those ever slid and got stuck together, but these things, ouch, they fit in these two little channels right here to keep them separate, and then they can't slide because they're kind of in a little divot. But that's the storage for those. And now I probably, so when you buy one of these, that's where your little magnets are going to be on that back piece. So don't think that your magnets didn't show up. They're just hiding in their little home. Okay, so let's get on to stamping, since I just shared everything with you. All right, so I am going to take my big stamp, and then I'm going to use, so I'm using the big flower head, which is right here, the more fuller one, and then the stem. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of placing these where I think I want them on here. And just making sure that I know everything's gonna fit on there. But I'm not gonna put the leaf on there yet, okay? Because I want this stem to be more close up in there, but since this has got an edge on it and this has a little bit of an edge, I'm gonna do that second. So now I'm grabbing my Whisper White, and I do have a new one of these coming because this one has seen better days, but that's okay, it still does its job. Okay, now I just took my plate over, and I'm now going to pick up this stamp. So see how it stays on there? But when I go to shut it, it's gonna know exactly where to go on that paper because the placement is going to be the same. And the reason why I did this one last is because it's kind of messier. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my white ink and really, really push it on there. And like I said, this pad has been loved, but it does its job. So I'm putting the white ink on there and sticking my finger in it also. And then when I go to place this down, again, I'm gonna hold it a few seconds and kind of make sure I give it even pressure. If I don't get enough ink on there, just remember, this stamp has not moved. So if I need to go at it again, If I need to go at it again, I can absolutely put more ink on there and then flip it and do it again. But I'm good with the way that it is. You can clearly see that it is white on that black, whatever I'm trying to say. Okay, now I'm going to take this stamp off because I need to clean it because we're not done with this. So I'm going to just take it over here and I'm going to set it on my chamois and then squish it around and see. And this is why I did it last, because see how it leaves a little bit of white residue on there? That's okay. When I take this chamois to my sink and I go to rinse it, all that's gonna come right off of there because this is still a water-based ink. Okay, so I'm just cleaning it off. There's gonna be a little bit of white, but that's okay. I don't care because we already have white down, and when I go to use this again, it's not going to pick up any of the white. All right, so now for my leafy bit, I'm gonna set this on there knowing that I want my stem to be up closer. So now when I go to pick this up, do the same thing, apply even pressure on there, hold it for a few minutes, and then now we're done with our craft pad. Now the way this comes now is it comes with the pad, but it is uninked. So when you get this, it's also gonna come with the little what's it called? The refill. So let me find it just to kind of show you guys what it looks like. I don't know where mine is. I don't know where the heck it went in this drawer over here, but I have a white it doesn't matter. But anyways, it's going to look like a little white refill, and what you're going to do is you're just going to put it on your pad when you receive that. And I must have just inked this, and that's why I don't know where the heck it is. Oh, there it is. Right here. It's going to come like this. So there is your white craft ink. It says Whisper White on there. So when you go to use this, your pad is going to come brand new and fresh with no ink on it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your re-inker and you're going to spush that inside of there, and then take the back side of a spoon, like a little plastic 99-cent Dollar Tree package of spoons, and then rub your spoon on there to get that ink even on there. You could even take a bone folder and just kind of rub it through there just to make sure you're getting even application of that ink in that pad. Okay, so I think this is sat long enough. So now I'm going to pull that up on off there and see how much crisper that one is now, because this one is starting to dry. Now, one thing you need to know about craft ink, it does not dry very quickly. Let me tell you, it is sticky and it stays wet for quite a long time. So I'm going to speed the process up because we only have so much time doing these videos that you don't want to be here all night long. So I'm going to turn my heating tool on the low setting, and I'm just going to kind of run this over there, but I'm going to tilt it so I can see the sheen on that ink to see that it is drying as I'm running the heat tool on there. And that's why that flower looks a little bit duller than the leaves, is because I let it sit and it got to dry a little bit longer than when I just did this leaf. but I'm not gonna spend a lot of time dealing with that. But okay, I'm gonna put this back on here and hope that it's dry enough. I think we'll be okay. Stick that on there. Okay, now take my leafy bits off and clean those also over there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that big leaf head again, or flower head again, and I'm just going to set it, because it's see-through, I can see the placement of where that needs to go to set back on top of that flower. So now when I take that and pick it back up, I know that it's going to be even because I could see through it onto that white. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to grab Flirty Flamingo. Right? I know, isn't that weird? Because I'm using Rich Razzleberry, but trust me, you're gonna see what goes on with this. Okay, Rich Razzleberry. Make sure that's all nice and inked. I'm gonna go one more time just for good measure. Now watch what's gonna happen. I'm gonna flip that over, and that's gonna go right on top of that white craft. I'm gonna zoom you guys in just a little bit more, so hold on, don't get sick. Just so you guys can kind of see a little bit more about how this effect works. Okay, now look at that. That flower now has a pink tint to it. Okay, now I'm gonna take that flower off and put it over here in my chamois. Now I'm going to, actually I'm going to grab the leaf bit because I'm going to let that dry again, because now we just added more ink to the white. So I'm going to grab my leaf thing after I clean it off a little bit. Okay. Second to make sure it's dry. You don't want any water mixing with this or moisture. And again, I can set it on there and know exactly where my stem and everything is lining up. And when I pick that up, just like that. Now I'm going to grab my Pear Pizzazz up. Okay, and then now watch what we're gonna do. Put that right over top of that white. So we did Flirty Flamingo, now Pear Pizzazz. See how it gets that color to it? Isn't that cool how that works? And then I'm gonna grab this more intricate flower head, again, setting it on top of that flower, watching my placement. Okay, picking that up. And now I'm gonna grab Poppy Parade. Now watch what's going to happen. Right? Isn't that so cool how that shows up on that white? Isn't that neat? It just almost gives it like almost like a 3D look on that black paper with that white behind it. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off of here, shove it over there, move my Stamparatus, and now we're going to do our card. Now I'm not sure if you guys already own the Stamparatus. I did not check inside of our store, but if you go to the clearance rack, which it's also attached to this description, I believe I put it in there. But this bag right here, this blue and teal and white bag, this is a bag to carry your Stamparatus. This is on the clearance rack right now for like a smoking good deal. So I keep my other plate in here because it comes with 2 of these clear plates that both click into these, because you can pull these out and move it down, and that's how a lot of people get those words going down in different colors. So I keep my second plate in there, and then I just store this right in here, just like that, in my little bag. And then now I can take it to my swaps and everything, and it all stays in this really pretty bag. And then you've got a front pocket right here with a little clasp or a little bracket on there, but this is in the clearance rack. So if you're interested in that bag, you'll need to go over there. And it, like I said, it's a really good deal. All right, again, I'm going to take my heating tool and I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna heat this ink because I want it to dry, so if I touch it, I don't wind up smearing anything. And as I'm drying it, it's going to darken up, those colors are, and that's where it's going to almost look like a cross between Rich Razzleberry and a little bit of Blackberry Bliss. Like, I was really debating on what color I wanted to use as my card base between the two. And I'll actually show you what this looks like against the, what's that side? The Blackberry Bliss. And I know this card base has already been embossed, but nonetheless. So see how cool that looks on that? But I just decided, nope, I'm gonna stick with Rich Razzleberry because I thought that was awfully dark. Oops. So here's Rich Razzleberry. So see how pretty that is on that paper? Is that just big enough for the Stamparatus, or could it hold a larger, you know, let me, it's a little bit bigger than the Stamparatus, I will say that, but scoreboards normally go up to 12 inches, and I know this would not fit something that was 12 inches. Like, I don't know what size your, I don't know what size your scoreboard is, but mine is like definitely a 12-incher, both sides, so it's not going to fit in that one. Now, let me kind of tell you what the measurements are of this, and I'm not sure if you go to, now I can't get all this stuff in here, Jesus. If you go into the clearance rack, it might actually tell you the dimensions. Let me zoom you guys back out really quick. Oops, wrong way. I always do that. Just to kind of give you the full effect of this bag. Now this is 7 by 7. Yes, it's got a little bit of extra oomph to it, but that's about the size of your Stamparatus. So if I was to actually measure in the inside of this, it's saying it's about a 9.5 by 9.5. But it's got some rounded edges. So if that tells you anything, and then it's got depth-wise, it looks like it has roughly around 1 3/4 of an inch, like width-wise. Because honestly, I could probably put 2 Stamparatuses in here. They would fit. Okay, so let's get our card base done here. So I'm going to fold this in half. This is 8.5 by 5.5. And we're folding it in half, making it 4 1/4. Then my pear pizzazz is 3.5 by 4 1/4. And that's going to adhere right to that on the front of that card. Aren't those colors just so pretty together? All right, but first I'm going to kind of set that there, but watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab my white embossing powder and turn my fan so I don't wind up spewing that stuff everywhere. And this set has some really great, again, a set that has some really great sentiments in it. I'll just zoom you guys back in a little bit. It has happy birthday, I miss you, congratulations, good luck, sorry, thank you, best wishes, you are lovely, and I'm thinking of you. I'm going to do the I'm thinking of you on the bottom down here, but we are going to emboss on this. So kind of watching my placement, I'm going to open this up so I can see what I'm doing here. So watching the placement of my, more concerned about my green, my Pear Pizzazz, I'm going to use the Versamark and come in here and stamp right down below here. Close that Versamark before I open my ink or my embossing powder. And then I'm going to move that off to the side. And of course the back of the spoon caught that and decided to huck it on the desk. Okay, just like that. And then I just grab a kind of a fine tip brush, and any little stragglers that I have hanging on here, I just kind of brush off of there. Okay. Okay, and then now we're going to heat set this. Now I'm going to turn this to full power. That just kind of melts on there. Then I want to grab a piece of, where's it at? What was I going to use? That's a brand new one, but where is my other one? I used it all. Alright, hold on, let me get my, I thought I had an extra one in here, that's why I didn't grab it earlier. But I'm going to use the crinkled seam ribbon. And it's up on my little spool holder thing, so I had to just go ahead and cut some off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this black piece right to the Pear Pizzazz. Making sure I'm not like touching that because I don't want to smear it, just in case it's not all the way dry. And then I'm going to take this and try to make a bow, hence try. I think I put the wrong side got it. Woo-hoo. Just like that. I mean, it's probably gonna bug me, so I'm gonna play with it, but that just kind of gives you the idea of what I'm going with there. I might actually not even do it that way because it doesn't look good. Anyways, okay, you guys understand what I'm doing. And then I'm going to put that there, but I'm not going to adhere it down because I need to fix that bow. And probably what I'm really going to do is, I might as well just show you guys because it's kind of going to fluster me. I'm going to take this, cut it just enough that I can now grab my tape, and I'm going to do the cheater method. This is the one time in life that you won't get in trouble for cheating. Make it a bow. Okay, so there. See? I just cheated and did that. Then I'm going to grab my handy dandy little fantastic bow maker here because why not? If it can simplify our lives, why not do it, right? Especially those of us that are bow challenged, which I'm very much bow challenged. Sometimes I can get it spot on, other times not so much. Okay, and then that is just going to get put right there with a little glue dot. And I need to get another box of glue dots out because I'm like down to the bare minimum of this little glue dot holder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, but I'm going to pinch this here so it looks like my bow is actually connected to that little piece. Just like that. Much better, right? Okay. Cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. Alright, now I'm going to use some dimensionals. See, you don't even have to tell anybody that you did it that way. They'll never know. Okay, just like that. And beautiful, right? There is our card. And you know what? I didn't even cut an inside to this card. Well, I'll put an inside in it and I'll show it to you guys. You know what I want to do though? I actually want to see, because I haven't done this yet, I actually want to see what these two colors look like just on regular paper. Because if I was to actually stamp these two colors together, would I even like them? Ooh, nothing's not sticking to my thing. Yikes. Would I even like these two colors corresponding together? We're going to find out right now. Okay, there was Flirty Flamingo, and I know that's not on basic white, so it is going to look a little bit different because it is just a piece of scrap paper and not our beautiful white paper that everything sticks and shows up so beautifully with. But for the purposes of just seeing these two colors together, I want to see. I don't hate it, but can you see? Hold on. I have to show you guys this because this blows my mind. the crazy difference to think that is actually on white paper, those two colors. That is Flirty Flamingo with Poppy Parade, but yet you look over here and it looks so completely different. That's what I'm saying. I don't hate this, but if I was to stamp that on the front of my envelope, it's not going to match. It looks more like Rich Razzleberry. And where is where did I put it? Oh, no, that's my envelope. What am I even looking for? Oh, Rich Razzleberry and Blackberry Bliss. Doesn't it look more like those two colors? So if I was to stamp those, I think on the front of a card, it would probably make more sense and match a little bit better than these two colors. What do you guys think? Like, do you guys, are you following what I'm saying? Are you feeling me? Okay, so if I do Rich Razzleberry, let's try it. Okay, like that. And then Blackberry Bliss. I don't even know if those are matching up. What do you think looks better? Like if we were going to do something on the front of this envelope. What do you think matches? Let me zoom in just a hair to do on the front of this. Which one do you think would look better? Or neither? Do we just leave the envelope alone and not do anything on it? What do you guys think? Tell me your thoughts. Blackberry, right? I know. That's where, I mean, it totally blows my mind that these are what we actually used. So I'm going to go like this. Actually, yep. I'm going to grab the stem and put the stem on here. I'm going to stamp that in Pear Pizzazz. Kind of just coming off the edge here because I'm not going to go like full strength or full leaf. And then again, this is just going to kind of come off of this card like that. And as this dries, it's going to look a little bit different also. See the difference of the two different kinds of paper? That makes a huge difference also. And that's why I try to tell everybody, not all white paper is created equally. Like, you can go to Michael's and try to save yourself some money, or Hobby Lobby, or wherever your, you know, box store, whatever craft box store you like to go to, and buy white paper. But I'm going to let you know that it is not all created equally, and you will be disappointed the way your stamped images come out on a cheaper paper than what the Stampin' Up! Basic white paper is. It just, nothing compares to the way that our paper holds our ink. Like, they are like a match made in heaven. They just work really well together. Okay, so I think that does look so much better with that. Let me get this out of the way. So that is card number 3. And like I said, I'll get an inside made to that card. But I want to show you guys the other cards that I made using this set so you can see other variations. Oh, I just got bit by something, darn it. Okay, So this is one of those cards that I was telling you about, using that gilded leafing. So that was this stamp here. I stamped it in black first along with the leaf, and then I used some of that what was it, that stick and seal. It's like an embossing powder that you just put on there, and then you put the gold leafing on there, and the gold leafing sticks right to it. It's called gilded leafing. I call it gold leafing. But isn't that so pretty how that turns out on that black? And then I use the painted 3D embossing folder along with, I'm pretty sure that is Pool Party. Now this paper is no longer available. That was one when this set first came out, kind of like how our other collections are. But I just wanted to show you how pretty that is with that gold on there. Okay, then the next one is using that Misty Moonlight because it's retiring. Again, I did the flower in Misty Moonlight as well. Used that painted 3D embossing folder, but I did two stamp, like I stamped off once to get that full color in a lighter tone, and then I stamped it in full color on using this second stamp on top of there. Then I did it in the full color on the leaves as well. So that just shows you it in blue. So it doesn't only have to be your typical, you know, reds or pinks flower colors. This one, I used that big die in here that is that Just Want to Say. And then on the inside, you can put in there, congratulations is what I did. So what I did is I just took a white piece and then I just laid that die out there because it's all one big die. I lined it up on my white piece. I cut it out. And what you will get, oops, I just lost a piece. What you'll get is, this is the back side of what would have been inside of that. I just dropped the other Say piece. But you can hang on to these, and now you can put these onto another card. Punch out, you know, that little inside of the A. There we go. There's the little dot for the J. But how cute is that? You can get kind of 2-in-1 out of this little die right here. So that comes with it. And again, I just cut that out of the white and then decided to do the smaller. I did this little bunch right here of flowers up here, and I did that in Pacific Point and Pool Party. And then I came in with those artistry sequins for that. And again, I did the kind of that same little design down here in the inside to make that all come together. And then I did this one in Real Red and Blushing Bride. And I used that Pretty Flowers 3D and embossing folder in the back. This is that little banner piece that comes in here. Now you get a short little one and you get a long one. I just took the short one, cut it, or I took the long one, cut it in half, and then staggered it behind that little white label that I did on this one. And then I took a piece of my, what is that called? Post-it note. And I held it over here when I went and I stamped this. So I kind of just Post-it noted over the top of, like this has got an address on it, but I just like took a Post-it note and I held it like that. So then when I stamped on there, it just left the green and didn't stamp over my pretty little flowers. And then again, I use those artistry. And these right here are these doily, they're like a square doily that are in vellum. I took one and I cut it in half and I stuck it to the back of my piece. Oh, where the heck is it? I don't know how I can lose things when I just have the darn thing. I just made this card yesterday. Oh, there they are. They are these little square vellum doilies. You get 24 of them in there. I cut it right in half and then I just tucked it in on the sides and then popped that up Did I do the inside of this? No, I didn't. I didn't do the inside. I just wanted to show you guys how pretty these can be staggered again on top of each other. Just to give some more ideas of what you can do with this card. I mean, this is very limited. I just wanted to have something to show you. So let me bring in the the 3 cards that we actually did tonight so you can see them. And know that it's going to take me a little bit to get everything written up for these cards. So if you go immediately over to my blog and you don't see these cards there, well, it takes me time. When I'm done here, I have to go in, I have to take pictures of all these cards, and then I have to upload this video over to YouTube, which takes a while because my internet is not the strongest. And then I have to write up the PDFs, so then you guys can have those PDFs to print off and be able to have all the dimensions and have everything on how to make these cards. Again, if you want to print them off, go for it. Otherwise, save them in a file on your computer so you'll have them forever. And you can always change the cards up, but that way it gives you kind of the format or the layout of the card that I have made, so you can change them up to however you want to. All right, thank you guys so much for sticking around with me tonight. I think I've gone over my 8 o'clock limit that I normally try to set myself at, but that's okay. I had a lot to show you. I had a lot of prettiness to share with you guys. So enjoy the rest of your week. I might pop on here later in the week and show you probably on Wednesday, just because that's the day that we're gonna probably get released I don't remember what day it is. Maybe it's Thursday. I don't know. But we'll get the retiring list so then I can get on here and show you. But I want to show you guys how to make this. It's called the Impossible card. But I want to show you that. And I will probably pop on one day in the week. It'll just be a rando time and make that card for you. So if you don't catch me live, it's okay. You guys can always catch the replay of that. So, okay, you guys, have a great rest of your week. Thank you for sticking with me. And toodaloo for now.